Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. The week halfway over. Well, for the most part. And we're well on our way to the weekend. And today is Indian Cinema Buffet. And we have a great meal for you. We have Singham Returns, the sequel to last week's Indian Cinema Buffet. So don't go anywhere. This is great. It's exciting. Oh boy, we'll be right back.
Previously on the Nerdy Ronin Network.
Happy Hump Day to all of you. Oh man, it is Indian Cinema Buffet Day, and do we have a great meal. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know why you wouldn't. Hello to new subscribers, old subscribers. We love you all. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss a single video. In the description down below are all our links. Our webpage is down there, our merch page from over at Flagrant Triggers. We got all sorts of stuff, including coupon codes to save you a couple of dollars on the things that we use each and every day here. So check it out. So the week is half over officially because it's Hump Day. And as I said last week when I reviewed Singham by Rohit, Shetty, we were probably going to talk about the sequel to that movie today, and we are. But next week we are talking about Indian Police Force, which is a new TV show he did on Amazon that's free to watch if you're on Prime. And so far, I've got 2 episodes left, so I'm excited about that. This guy is talented. So we'll get into it. So here we go. Singham Returns 2014, 2 hours and 22 minutes. Directed by Rohit, Shetty. Written by him as well, and Yunus Sajawal. Farhad Samji, starring Ajay, Devgn, Kareena, Kapoor, Amole Gupta. I hope I said at least one of those right. So, Singham is a police officer, and he's incorruptible. All right, now here's the thing I've found about Indian cinema when they, like my favorite trilogy, which is the Devgn trilogy, which is a great trilogy, but the hero in that is a police officer, but he walks a fine line between being, like, he's good, but he also kind of shaves into the bad just a little bit, like, to help other officers, to help the downtrodden. So he's kind of like a Robin Hood, right, figure. But in Singham Returns, and Singham is an incorruptible cop who can't be bought. And he believes in right and wrong, and he's going to always do what's right. Now, evidently, in India, there is a huge problem with corruption. At least in the movies. It seems to be an overriding, line that they discuss in movies over there a lot. So I can only assume that there is some corruption going on in their government or the governing body. But since I've never lived there, I don't know for sure. But that seems to be the ongoing storyline in a lot of Indian cinema. And this movie is no different. Now, unlike the first movie, this movie has some, it's serious in nature. There's a bunch of seriousness going on. Some people die, etc., etc., but it also has some huge parts of comedic, undertones. Some of the characters are just, Three Stooges silly, right? So it's a really interesting mixture. Instead of being just serious action, it is serious action, but it also has comedic waves throughout. And it's fun to watch. Again, this comes across to me as an 80s action movie with everything that comes with it. a great storyline, great characters, a hero that you understand where he's coming from, and villains that you understand where they're coming from. And it ends exactly like you think it will. I'm extremely excited. They are in the process right now of working on a third one. You know, this one, 2014, it's been quite a long time since they've done this. So it's awesome. I will watch another one. These are fun movies. Some of the special effects, as you know, are there is still some of the action that is overly dramatic. Like, you know, somebody gets hit and they go flying. You know, there is quite a bit of that. But it's not as large of a thing as it is in most Indian cinema. It's pretty on the level of great action. It's hard to explain. Like, you know, you see an action movie, like non-superhero action movie in America, and you may have a fist fight, or, you know, or John Wick is fighting somebody and doing karate and martial arts, and that causes damage on both sides. All Indian cinema is basically the hero is a demigod and can just, if he starts wailing on you, oh, you're flying through the air. It's insane. But that's part of what makes it fun. They've written a great story with great characters, do great world building. And then on top of that, you have all different types of special effects. You've got wire work. You've got computer graphics. You've got regular, just actual stunt work. And it all fits together seamlessly to tell a great story, a fun story, in a way that is enjoyable from start to finish. I found it as good as the first one, with the exception of one of the characters who's just a bit too goofy. And that's my only complaint. Other than that, the movie was great from start to finish. I was right there with him. Right as I started the movie, I was there. I was involved. It was exciting. And it continues throughout. And it's on top of that, as usual, there's a side story. It's a love story. I'm fascinated by how well done Indian cinema can make movies at a lower price point than Hollywood. And it's way better than what you get out of Hollywood. There's no messaging. Their history, they honor their history. The cops are looked at as good men and women doing, like, fighting for their country, standing up for their country and trying to protect their country when they're the minority. I have yet to see an Indian movie with police in it where the police are looked upon badly. Now, does that mean they're all good? No. There's corruption there as well. But for the most part, like, that's such a big deal to them because they respect that job and India's history, historically. So it's just a really interesting conglomeration of a bunch of different things that make these movies so well done. They are great entertainment with very few exceptions. So that's it. That's Humpday. Oh, I can take a breath again. Wow. If the only thing holding you back from Indian cinema is that you have to read the dialogue. Next week on Humpday, we're going to talk about a TV show created and made by the same person that has made both Singhams, and it's 95% in English. So it's a stepping stone. I can't say it enough. If you've never seen anything Indian cinema, you are making a horrible mistake if you're looking for good entertainment. All right, I gotta go. Squeaky Chair says I have an appointment, so I gotta listen to my producer. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. We're going to be back on Friday for Kung Fu Friday. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about. Oh, yes, I am. No. We're doing Lone Wolf and Cub. My apologies. Got distracted there. My brain stopped working. The clock stopped moving just for a second. We're back on track. All right. So, from all of us here, Michael, microphone, Bob, Squeaky Chair in the back, and this big fat nerd. Have a good rest of your week. We'll see you on Friday.
Thank you.